Welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be going over osmosis. Osmosis is the net movement of water molecules by diffusion across a semi-permeable membrane such as the cell membrane, from an area of low solute concentration to an area of high solute concentration until an equilibrium is reached. This occurs when the solute itself can't diffuse across the membrane because it is too large, but water can move through the cell membrane itself as well as through channel membrane proteins known as aquaporins. Let's take an example using the solute glucose that can't diffuse through the semi-permeable membrane and have a low solute concentration on the left side of the membrane and a high solute concentration on the right side of the membrane. We would consider the left side to be hypotonic as it is more dilute and has a high water potential, as the water has a tendency to move away from this side of the membrane as it is in high water concentration in relation to the solute glucose. The right side would be considered a hypertonic solution as it is concentrated with the solute glucose, as well as having a low water potential as the water has few driving forces for the water to move from this side of the membrane as it is already in low concentration in relation to the solute. In addition, this side could also be described as having a low water concentration as it is less dilute. In osmosis, water will generally move to an area of higher solute concentration. In this scenario, you can predict that the water molecules will diffuse across the membrane from the area with low glucose concentration on the left to the right side that has a high glucose concentration. This will continue to occur until the concentration of water in relation to the glucose is the same on both sides of the membrane. When osmosis occurs in cells, it can cause the cell to shrink or swell and sometimes even burst. If we use the red blood cell as an example, here we have a normal-looking red blood cell. It is in an isotonic solution, which means it has the same solute concentration as that inside the red blood cell. In this case, water moves in equal amounts into and out of the cell. But what would happen if the solution outside the cell was hypertonic, in other words, more concentrated with solute than inside the red blood cell? In this scenario, the water inside the cell would move out of the cell, which would cause the red blood cell to shrink. But what would happen if instead the solution outside the cell was hypotonic, in other words, a more dilute solute concentration than inside the red blood cell? In this scenario, water would move into the cell, which would cause it to swell. If too much water moves into the cell, it can actually cause the cell to burst. Thank you for watching. If you want to support this channel, please subscribe and check out more of my videos.